Trubisky looks left. End zone. And it is caught. Touchdown, Anthony Miller.
Hello, fantasy faithfuls, and welcome to Fantasy Snapshot, where I'm looking at Anthony Miller. Miller is facing the Minnesota Vikings in Week 11. The Vikings give up 18.6 points on average to wide receivers, which makes them the 29th worst team for a wide receiver to face. Looking at his receiving, Miller has been targeted to the deep right on 17% of all his targets and 31 in the short middle. For reference, combine the short left and right and you get 31% as well, so the Bears' focus has been on getting him the ball over the middle. This is good as the Vikings give up 13 yards per catch here, their weakest short zone. His best zone when it comes to catching the ball is the short left, where he has seen 5 targets and caught all 5, with the Vikings giving up 10 yards per catch here and let opposing receivers catch 77% of all targets. We have a short zone that is starting to look really dangerous. His most productive zones are the deep middle and the short left. That means that in the zones that he's most reliable in are also zones where he gains the most amount of yards. With the Vikings having issues in defending the left side of the field and Miller being so good here, it looks really good. It should also be noted that the deep middle is the Vikings' weakest deep zone, even if none of their deep zones really are that weak. Before last week, Miller's scoring has been on the lower side of things with only one game above double-digit fantasy points. That gives him a floor of 2.4 points and a ceiling of 12.3. On the other hand, since he has seen limited opportunity but have really made the most out of it, his touchdown rate is an incredible 9.5%. Only Calvin Ridley has a higher one. Looking at the targeting, adjusting for the Bears' trends right now and how they have played during the season, Miller has around 25% of the target share. With the Vikings limiting wide receivers all year, only giving up 17 targets per game, that means Miller will only see 5 targets and catch 3 of them in Week 11. Looking ahead, we see a really difficult schedule for Miller with the Giants and Vikings. That will give him the 9th most difficult schedule in the league, but if we remove the Vikings, everything changes. His schedule will then start to look good, being the 15th best in the league. Furthermore, in Week 15 and 16, he would have the 6th best schedule as of now with the Packers and San Francisco. For this game, the Bears are at home, which suits Miller perfectly. He gains 30% above his average scoring at home and 8% above when the Bears are playing outdoors. However, he does tend to score less when they're playing against teams with a winning record, so we have both good and bad in the situation this week. With the receiving trends, touchdown rate and home field going for him, but the targeting looking bleak. Against a tough defense, his risk factor is still pretty high with 68% of not reaching the projection. And speaking of projection, his Week 11 one is 8.4 points. Not the highest, but still not the lowest. In conclusion, I really like how the receiving trends are looking for Miller this week, and even with how good the Vikings are, I'm willing to gamble on him. His touchdown rate is very intriguing despite the low amounts of targets. Let me know if you're starting him or if you have any start-sit questions for Week 11 in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our live stream 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday.
Second down, Trubisky well protected, wide open. Anthony Miller slips a tackle. Miller to the end zone. Touchdown, Bears!
Hello, fantasy faithful. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check out more of them right here and here. In case you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat.